Hey, what's up, you guys? How's it freaking going? I am back again with another video, and thank you guys so much for watching my Kobo Libra color first impressions. It's been so fun to see people actually watching it. I changed my hair, so it's a little bit of a work in progress. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you guys a recipe that I get asked about all the freaking time on Instagram. So, and it's like stupidly easy and very, very customizable, which, if you know me, I love my customizable recipes. And so I'm very excited about it because we're completely out, and this is like a staple in our household. Today, we're going to be making granola. Our household is very much one that eats like a lot of parfaits and like loves like cereal and things like that. And frankly, we used to buy a lot of granola. Like I used to get big giant boxes from Costco, but then I realized like I can probably make this myself, and overall, just like my goal in general is to make things at home versus purchasing like processed stuff from a grocery store. So this is one of those recipes that has like seriously helped us in doing that. And yeah, so I'm doing my best to make as much homemade goodness, and this one has been like a total hit in our house. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so first things first, I'm going to measure out about half a cup of coconut oil and melt it. Also, at this point, you can preheat your oven to 350, but if you're like me, make sure that you take out the cast iron pan that you store in your oven. Otherwise, that's going to get hot. It does not need to be perfect, but there we go. Half a cup of coconut oil. So now I'm just going to place this over a medium heat until it melts. And then while this is melting, I'm going to measure out some of my other ingredients. Okay, so obviously one of the main ingredients of granola is going to be oats. And for this recipe, you need 4 cups of old-fashioned oats. Do not use, what are these called? Steel cut. Steel cut oats will not work for this. Trust me, I made that mistake before. And so I'm really hoping that I have 4 cups. We're just going to do what we have here. And again, it does not need to be super perfect. 2, and I think I'm going to have enough, which is awesome. 3, 4. Next, I'm going to be adding 1.5 cups of nuts and or seeds. So I'm going to be using 1 cup of walnuts and half a cup of pumpkin seeds. You can do literally any combination of nuts and seeds, but this is just what I have on hand right now. So we're going to do 1 cup of chopped walnuts, and then I'm going to do about half a cup of raw pumpkin seeds. Once you like finish the baking part of this, you can add dried fruit to this. So I'm going to be adding dried cranberries to this, but I just give this a really quick mix, usually with my hands, just to get it all sort of mixed together. Okay, so now that this is all mixed together, I'm going to season it up a little bit and add about like 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, I literally never measure salt. I just kind of do this. So after you add about like 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, you're gonna add about half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. I literally eyeball everything in this recipe. And then I'm gonna give this a quick mix around. I'm just gonna use my little spurtle. Next, we're gonna add our coconut oil, nice and melted. And I'm gonna just toss that in there. To this now, before I mix it all together, I'm gonna add a teaspoon of vanilla and half a cup of maple syrup. You can also use honey or whatever sweetener you would like. Now that we have this, we're gonna mix it until it's well combined. And then I'm gonna spread it on the baking sheet. Okay, so we have my baking sheet here. And now I'm just gonna dump our granola mixture directly on the pan. And then I smooth it out to the edges of my pan. You want to make sure that your like cookie sheet that you're using has a lip, or else you're going to get granola literally everywhere. All right, and then once you have it all flattened out, I'm just going to take the measuring cup that I used for the coconut oil and maple syrup and go around and just press the granola down. This is going to help it clump together better. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of like little flakes, which if that's the vibe you're after, go for it. Don't do this step. But I really love when we have like big clumps of the granola. And then we wait for the oven to finish preheating to 350, and then I'm going to toss this in there. We're going to pop our granola in here, and I'm going to let it bake for about 15 minutes, and then I'm going to give it a stir and see how we're doing, and then probably do another 15 minutes. So I will catch you in 15. Okay, so I've just taken this out of the oven, so you can see that it's starting to get firm, but I'm just gonna do the same thing just so that it doesn't burn on the edges. This smells so freaking good. Okay. Press it down again. You don't need to like turn it too much if you don't want. But I'm gonna do a quick press with my spoon again, or my measuring cup. And this is gonna go back in the oven for another 15 to 20 minutes. And then we should be good to let it rest. All right, so I pulled out the granola from the oven probably about half an hour to 45 minutes ago after that last 15 minutes in the oven. This is what we're looking like. Oh, it's a little crumbly, but you can see it's nice and golden. The lighting, you can see that there's definitely a hot spot in my oven, but that's all right. Anyway, now that this is like this, I'm just gonna put it in my jar here. So here's what we're working with, and I'm just gonna see, look at this. You definitely have some crumbly bits, but we got nice big chunks. that I'm gonna break up a little bit. And I'm just gonna get it unstuck. And then I'm gonna transfer it to my jar. Now, I don't do this in a graceful way at all. Oh, I actually forgot. I forgot to add cranberries. These are just dried cranberries, craisins, if you will. And I'm just gonna mix those in. And I ended up not doing coconut, but that's okay. And that's literally it. So you can use this as like a topping for parfaits, or literally anything that you want to add granola to. You could have it on its own in a bowl with some milk. And this batch will last our family like probably 2 weeks. But obviously, depending on how many kiddos you have or how many people you have eating the granola, will last a different amount of time. But that's literally it. And I can usually fill this jar up and have a little bit left over. Perfect. And that is it, you guys. That is how easy it is to make my homemade granola that I make like maybe twice a month. And it's just that easy. And it's freaking delicious. So I'm going to use the rest of this for a couple of parfaits tonight, I think. And yeah, let me know if you try this recipe. I'm gonna have a like downloadable version available in my VIP Facebook group that's linked down below. It's free to sign up and join. I just share like recipes and other wellness things in there. And yeah, you can go and download the recipe over there if you want like specific measurements and whatnot. I would love to hear if you try this out, and that's it from me today. So thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.